Welcome to Daisy Blue Fashion Variety Show. I am Nancy Blizzard, your host, and my guest today is Gino Velardi from Gino Velardi Designs.
Hi.
How did you get started in fashion?
I'm self-taught. Was doing some costuming for a friend of mine that had a gallery, and every month they had different themes. And they had the invite, and she had my name on it. And I'm like, well, what is this? She's like, no, I'm going to make you do fashion. I was like, oh, no, it's okay, fine. She's like, no, it's already done. They're mailed out. So I freaked out, and I ran to a pawn shop, and I went in, and I bought a sewing machine for like $20. And I went to a fabric store for the first time. Didn't know how to thread a bobbin, didn't know how to do anything like that, and just learned. I threw myself into this industry. But I had to make myself be able to be, accessible to people and women, and talk about my stuff and sell myself and do a show and step out there on stage and take a bow. Whereas, probably years before or whatever, I don't even, I left my apartment or anything like that, and in the beginning it was so fearful, and I didn't have the confidence or anything. Even when I have a show and stuff like that, I have to put on this persona that I'm this very confident, very out there designer that's able to shake someone's hand and talk about myself.
How would you describe your style?
And I love red carpet. I used to watch all the red carpet shows forever. Oh, look at that dress, how pretty, look how beautiful she looks how confident she looks, her hair and makeup's flawless. And so that was always my my draw, is this is the type of woman that I want to dress a girl. Let's be very confident and sexy and sensual, and just be a female, be a woman, and own it. I always come back to the glamour of fashion. And I want women to ooh and ah over my dresses because they know that they could wear them. I have to stick to my DNA with fashion, which is always, glamorous and pretty and sexy and wearable. So I don't really do trends. I don't, do anything like trendy, because trends come and go, and I don't really do that. But because I want classic pieces that they can have in their closet forever, and that's the main thing. Yeah. Because I'm not a streetwear designer or anything like that. I always tell people that I designed for my sister, mother, and grandmother. And the reason why I say that is so everyone from each generation could pick something out of the collection that I have. Because my sister would like something a little more flirty and fun. My mother's into, the suits and the hats, and that's where, and then my grandmother loves the very, conservative, and the furs and stuff like that. So I always have those three women in mind, or that to when I create a show.
This is a good time to invite one of your models up there.
We have Stephanie in a really fantastic white suit. But I love it. It's like I said, it's very ladylike and very, tailored and very, sexy at the same time. But I really like the tailoring and making something look really pretty and elegant, and keeping with that, but give it a little flair, give it a little spice. Have fun with it. Anything that they wear, I want them to have all that, feel very sensual and sophisticated and sexy, but still powerful and confident. This is Gladys, and she's wearing just this little sheath dress. I love very expensive fabrics, or something that looks very expensive. I love any kind of sparkle, bedazzled kind of a look, and because I want when a woman walks into anywhere, the lights on her and it sparkles, and she's the center of attention. Yeah.
I
See, I like to throw in a little bit of this, a little modernity, a little, yeah, just play with the fabric, because the fabric usually speaks to me more than anything else. I did this fabric in a pair of slacks and a mini dress and a blazer, and so I like to like bring all that. So women, like, again, with my sister, mother, grandmother demographic, they could fit something. Like my sister would totally love this, and how it has the backless part in it, because I love backs, and that's usually part of my signature is my backless stuff. So, but I love the print and the geometric kind of print on it, and I sewn all the chiffon layers in there just to have a more like a fluidity when she's like walking down the runway, and the high slip, but it's still elegant and it's still really pretty. I try to focus on how classic I can make the woman look. But women, they should all be sexy no matter what. When I do a dress for a client, I try to push them a little bit further. Stephanie's wearing this satin sheath dress, and I wanted to do something different. The rose detail on that's all one piece. And then, but it's just that extra detail, give it a little couture kind of a spin, because the dress itself is very classic. A lot of designers use like muslin and stuff just to get the shape of it and everything, but I just use the fabric itself. Each fabric's different, so but I just played with this, and the first time didn't go over well, but then I knew what to do for the second time, and this was the second time. So fabrics are really important to me, and when I go to like a fabric store or stuff like that, I'm like this, and I go and I feel all the fabric and see with the weight of it or the textile, anything, and that's what I use to. Once I feel it, I'm like, oh, this is what I want to do with this. Or if I buy the whole bolt, I stay home and I drape it over one of my sofas, and I'll just watch TV and I'll look at the fabric. Watch TV, look at the fabric, and like, how can I do this? How can I do something fun with this? Or how can I make it part of me and my line and my aesthetic? There's a lot of sequins and, stuff like that. But again, if it fits under the machine, it's being sewn. If I break 50 needles, which I've had, especially with some of these other dresses, but I don't care. I try to avoid the hand sewing as much as possible.
Is there a particular material that you like to work with?
No, I like them all. I like them all. They all lend itself to something else. Either it could be very, tailored or very loose. It really just depends on the fabric itself, and again, I let it speak to me. I love the backless. That again is one of the signatures that I like, and like I said, it's backless and it has the low front, and but it's still sophisticated. I feel do you think?
Oh my gosh, yes, I do.
Can't really see color that well, so yeah. Because I know it's brown, but then I can see the darkness to a light, but in betweens, I have no idea what shade they are. So,
oh my gosh.
Yeah. But it's something that you have to deal with, or that I had to deal with. When I started designing and everything like that, it was just, I knew I couldn't see the color itself. Again, if it's a very saturated color or something like that, then I could see that. But anything light or pastels, I never understood pastels because they're just so light. So a lot of my stuff is very like saturated, very deep jewel tone. A little bit of an obstacle, but then I don't fight it. I'm like, well, this is what it is, so work with it. And this dress is, I think it's 18 to 19 pounds. Right, Kelsey?
Gosh.
It's pretty heavy. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty heavy. Even on the hanger, I have to put it on 3 hangers just to hold it up because it's so heavy.
Really?
So, but the beadwork again is amazing, and again it has that sparkle. But the front's very demure, and the back, it doesn't always have to be back all the way down to the lower back or up right above the butt, something like that. But it still shows a little bit of skin. But it's the fabric that does the speaking. About 18 years, let's say, from start till now, but solid high fashion stuff like that. And you still evolve in this industry as a designer, as a creative. You keep on going and going, like even like with any kind of creatives, painters, sculptor, photographers, you just see something in a different way or pushing yourself. is what I like to do. And I know with some of my friends, they do the same thing, but I like to push myself for the next collection or the next shoot that I'm going to do, that I want to do something just different, but still have my own stamp on it. But I want to do something different, each time. But I really try not to veer too much away from the red carpet looks, because that's what I'm known for. So no, but for them just to, like you said, they call me like, I just feel great. I just never thought I could feel this way with clothes or a dress or something. So that's really payment in my head that they're happy. And what's great is everyone's going to go like, oh, I love your dress, or you look so beautiful in it. Then they drop my name, and that's how business works, in this industry.
And how do you see the industry here in Denver, the fashion industry, changing?
Oh, I think it's fantastic. Just because with all the new designers coming out, the new stylists, hair, makeup, it's just so great to see Denver growing. There's so many fashion shows now that pop up and all that stuff. My whole goal is to become a global brand, and when you have a global brand, you need to have all these elements. And you have, the handbags and shoes. I love designing shoes. And with the house, like a fashion house, those are the things that sell the most, are the accessories, handbags, shoes. That's what creates the brand more than anything else.
And how do you see yourself going global?
I really wish I knew the answer to something like that, because being born and raised here and all that stuff and doing everything that I have done in fashion here, personally, that's just a goal that I want. And I don't know if Denver is a springboard to doing that, but now with all the social media, with Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff, and I'm horrible at all that stuff, but I have a great deal of friends that could help me with that, and I think that's going to be the way to go. I mean, because people are going to see your stuff from Denver. It's hard, but it's hard anywhere or whatever like that. But my clothes speaks volumes, I hope, and hopefully there's those people out there that think that we could take you to the next level, and then it just kind of snowballs. Because a lot of people in this industry, they'll do fashion for a season or two or a couple of years, then they're gone. Then there's someone here, but I just stay on this track so I could get to that global brand.
I wish you a lot of luck.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Beautiful, beautiful collection.
Thank you.
It's absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah. Thank you. It's so lovely.
Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you for watching the Daisy Blue Fashion Variety Show here at Denver Open Media with my guest, Gino Velardi. And have a wonderful day.